Welcome, guys. What's up? We are starting our next game of Dominions 6, our second multiplayer game together. The faction I'm choosing is Pyrene. I'm pronouncing it Pyrene. I know it's probably not the correct pronunciation, maybe Pyrene, something like that. I'm American. I'm saying Pyrene. I don't care. Um, we're continuing with the underground nations. I thought the cave start was a lot of fun. I thought it was really fresh. I enjoyed having the choke points and the different challenges from the indies. I thought that was just cool. And I liked the earth magic theme from Agartha. So I figured we kind of carry that over into this run, but adapt it to something different. This is more of an item themed nation. We'll go into that. But you'll see across the board some different changes too. Like Agartha's temples and labs are 500 each. We get the same golden resource bonus for underground caves. That's good. Underground forts. Different magic paths too. Algartha, remember, has the water, death, earth, fire. This is earth, air, nature, water. So a little bit different. We're gonna have nature magic and air magic this time. We'll see that on some of our mages here. We'll go through the roster. We have a scout. He's recruit anywhere. That's another important difference from Agartha. Agartha has limited scouts, and I would have to pump them out of mostly the either indie provinces or forts, which is kind of annoying. These guys get scouts everywhere. We're gonna have a lot of scouts this game. Beckride Champion. This guy is gonna be ferrying our troops around for us. He's got very cheap. He's got some nice map move. He's got limited leadership. Nothing too special about him other than that he's cheap and can hold some units for us. So he's going to be useful, that's for sure. Recruit anywhere. Beckreg Commanders, uh, kind of the same thing going on. Like, he's only got the 50 leadership. Um, I'm probably not going to make too many of these because why would I use them when I can just use this? Beckride Shamans, these guys are going to be useful. Um, yeah, I think these are the ones that we can recruit out of the above ground forts. Actually, underground too. Yep. Okay. These are going to be mainline mages. The Earth 2 are probably the best ones because they can cast the summon Earth power, get to Earth 3. These are the shepherds. I'm probably going to try and make a whole bunch of these because these are not too useful on their own, but they get summon allies. They will summon in cave cows, which do a corrosive ranged spit attack. Uh, could be useful. And you can stack a whole bunch of them. It's just they recruit anywhere, and we'll be making cave cows. Tartalo. Ideally, this is going to be a centerpiece of our nation this game, but there are provinces you can recruit them are limited. I think they need to be like what's the I don't know. I think they need to be like in a mountain province to recruit them. But these are relatively cheap. They can hold a bunch of items. They have a shit ton of strength. Um, Good map move. They come with a 37 damage club, so I think ideally part of my plan is to gear some of these guys up and use them as light thugs. We'll see what happens. I kind of need luck. In the capital and all non-fort highlands and mountains. Okay. These guys are some of our premier leaders. They're kind of our best one because they're relatively cheap. They have the inspirational +2. That's awesome. And enough leadership that we can use formations. The Myru champion. These guys, yeah, recruit in the capital as well as Highland and Mountain Forts. That's something to remember. But these guys could be also a very useful thug chassis as well. We'll probably be making some of these pretty early on. Good capital research in the beginning. Okay, these are a premier mage. These are capital only. Air 3, Water 1, Earth 1, Nature 1, plus a random. Possibly. Yeah, this is super huge. Flying, shape changer. Um, I like their diversity. These are going to use to site search. Very good site searchers at the beginning. Fat map move. They're going to be cloud trapezing. We're going to thug them out. We're going to be using them to do all kinds of spell casting. This is a really good mage. We got our Gentil. It's like a giant Cyclops Smith. Got the Earth 3 instead of the Air 3. Got the Forge bonus 2. Resource bonus. Ideally, I'm going to make a bunch of these and use them to create a whole bunch of items and gear for thugging out troops. We're going to have these two, the Basajan and the Basandere. These are great mages, but importantly, they can only be recruited in non-forded forests. So part of the challenge with playing with playing this nation is that you need to get above ground and capture forests and then put labs and temples in them while also having forts elsewhere. So the geography is kind of challenging, but hopefully we can get some of these guys out. So those are all our mages and commanders. Then for troops, we have the old Beckrides, which you'll remember from our last MA Agartha game. This is part of the reason I wanted to play these guys, because they did plenty of work for me, even in Middle Age in Agartha. So they're so good, and they get the 22 damage Great Club. Learned so much about using them. Great. Probably will be making this less of these guys. The Stone Spear, so much less damage than the Great Club, kind of hard to justify. Plus, maybe we can get some Earth Shatter Hammers going on these guys. Yeah, we remember. The Bekride Warrior, probably won't make too many of these. It's going to be this guy. The Hunters are good are good though, because they have the net. We'll be making some of these too. Bekride Standard Infantry, 11 protection, they're okay, but generally the heavy is worth building for the extra prots. We'll be doing that. These are some Soldiers of Steel's boys. Should be making plenty of these. My warriors, I'll probably make it. I'm guessing the bulk of our army is going to be Beckrides, some heavy infantry, a few of these guys. Probably none of these guys. Stone hurlers. We remember our lesson with Agarth and stone hurlers. We're not doing that shit again. And then our sacreds. Uh, Nothing crazy about the sacreds. They're cap only. They're not very good, but they are worth building, I suppose, as much as once we have our cap circle up, we'll just make as many as we can, but nothing insane. They have a body card bonus. So that kind of adds towards my decision to try to play these guys as thuggishly as possible. By thug, I mean like we're going to be gearing out some of our big guys and then using these guys as bodyguards and like buffing everything up and going in and killing everything. Um, yeah. So again, big focus on items. I really had a lot of fun with the item stuff last time. But the thing about Agartha is that you really can't invest in items too heavily because most of your gems have to go to summoning your national units. But this item really leans heavily into it. So, or this nation really leans heavily into the items. So I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be more challenging. Like these thugs, they're high investment. You can really mess yourself up by throwing them away. I probably will. I'm probably going to get punished for this horribly. I expect to probably do worse than I did last time. I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna see. I've played a few test games with these guys. The expansion is pretty easy. I don't know what it's gonna be like getting into like a war. The other thing is that last time we played a middle age game. It was on MA Agartha. This is an early age game. So the technology level and the magic level is a little different. Uh, but the Beck rides are actually probably better thinking about that. Because in the middle age, like there's more armor, There's more iron weapons, heavier protection values. In the early age, there's less protection, less armor, more magic. Okay. So anyway, that's our kind of our little overview. We're going to actually look at my build now. I went with a monolith. This is considered kind of a boring choice to be honest. Like this is, but it's boring because it's good, right? So I took a light bless and I went heavy scales, huge dominion. This might be the wrong decision. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I went earth, astral air, or earth, astral nature, magic weapons. This is going to be good for the thugs and for the guards. Otherwise, our nation completely lacks magic weapons. I think that'll be pretty helpful going into the late game. Got reinvigoration for the thugs. That should help them recover from fatigue and have staying power in battle. And recuperation will eventually help the thugs too, because all of their battle afflictions will heal over time, so you can use the same guys over and over again. This is a very light bless. Then I went heavy on the scales. I got magic 2, luck 2, growth 2, -1, or 1 sloth. And then I got really high dominion. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but it seemed like the thing to do. We don't really need much resources because the Beck rides are so cheap. We're going to be pumping out tons of them. So I felt like the growth is really good. Just we need more money, and I want to see the opposite side of the misfortune scale that we experienced last time. I want good stuff to happen, plus magic. Seems pretty reasonable, and I thought the astral will be really good too because otherwise our nation kind of lacks access to other paths, and the astral just seems familiar and good, and we can make the golems again once we get our construction up. When we're definitely going to be construction, or we're definitely going to be investing in construction magic for our items. So everything seems to work together here pretty well, in my opinion. So yeah, I think that's it. We'll just connect to our game now, and we'll look at turn one and discuss our situation. A lot of nations. I think we are, yeah, 13. Big part of the problem for me here is that I'm not very familiar with early age compared to middle age. I don't really know what to expect from a lot of these nations. But we're in our cave again. We have a prophet. We're making this guy our prophet. We're gonna summon one Beabrix leader. Gonna make a whole bunch of Beckroids. I don't know if this is a mistake. Yeah, I think I just should make as many of these fuckers as possible right now. Should I make some of these? Yeah, fuck it. Sure. Nah. Yeah, I like that more. Uh, that's it. Wish you could see more. There was more to talk about here. But here's our cave entrance again. One away from the cap. Wonder what's up there. I will say something interesting about this run is that last time we played MA Agartha, we were the only cave nation. That is not so this time. We have another cave nation. There's an EA Agartha in this game. Yeah, migraine. Migraine. Okay. Um, let's look at mercenaries. Nothing too good. We're definitely better off just making our guys. Okay. I wish we had 5 instead of 4 bordering provinces. Unlike we got 4 cooked again. But it could be worse. At least this cave entrance is right next to me. Anyway, we'll cross our fingers that we're surrounded by easy indies, have some easy fights, get some good expansion going. Um, See you next time, guys.